Yeah, that's what you saw. A bunch of little girls dancing and twerking on a table in a restaurant. Oh, and the song was by Sexy Red, by the way. So that just go to show you how much she's influencing the younger generation.
You can't make this shit up.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Ron, back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. At the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. And I don't want to see any women coming in the comments over here saying it's because of absence of fathers, because if y'all let these fathers be fathers, this kind of behavior wouldn't even be a thing. But let's be honest. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I know there's some deadbeats out there, but we've already debunked the myth about black men being more involved in their kids' lives than any other race in the United States. And that was actually debunked by your very own Oprah Winfrey, the woman that advocates for y'all more than anybody else. So I don't want to hear that nonsense. And ain't no man gonna sit over here and say that shit was cute. Y'all know who think that shit is okay. It's not men. Let's keep it a buck here. Don't be in your feelings. And this next clip that I'm going to show you is exactly why fathers need to be in their daughters' lives. Check this out.
Teach him to do anything, and you can't learn to get you broke, but you can't go mow some grass. You can't go clean toilets at goddamn McDonald's. How the fuck you broke?
But what I'm saying is there is a difference between a man being a deadbeat dad and a man being a financially unstable person. And just, okay, that don't got nothing to do with him being a father. Come on, everybody get me triggered again. That ain't got shit to do with him being a father. I don't give a fuck. Hold on, I don't give a fuck. If I walked over this, I want to spend time with my kid, you're supposed to let me. I don't care if I rode a bike over this. If I want to spend time with my son, you let me. Because I'm instilling discipline in my son. I'm instilling chastity in my daughter. That's why half these out here twerking and shaking ass and doing all this shit now, because they have a daddy. Because your daddy would have whooped your ass right where you stand if you did half this hot shit these girls be doing today. Not only you wrong, you got my kid and you carried it 9 months and had the. Now who's the goddamn fool? They don't want to talk about that shit. Oh, now all of a sudden I'm an ain't. You had my baby? You was fucking wrong. You let me shoot the club up. I was so great then. I was broke then, baby, but I was good enough. Oh, but not. Oh, so I'm good enough to but I'm not good enough to teach this kid how to wrong.
I don't want to say this but I am. There's not really any like men these days. Like you know what, like masculine men. When I'm talking about masculine, I don't mean like bulk dudes like dumb right now. I'm talking about like masculine men. Like where are those guys? You know, like someone like my brother and my dad. They're
what makes a masculine?
Yeah, what do you
man?
want in a masculine man?
Like change a tire type.
It has nothing to do with looks. It's just a guy who can just like support you and like no jealousy. Just like, you know, it's not easy dating me, you know, because, you know, like I said, I'm kind of like an alpha, so I got to meet someone who's more alpha than me.
So you want more alpha, you don't want a beta.
No,
because a lot of
absolutely
alpha homegirls that I have a little bit more of a beta boyfriend situation.
Because I have dated someone that was very, very a yes man, and it was very sweet, but then it gets boring.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that's what she's looking for, but the problem with her situation is those masculine men aren't going to want to have to get with an alpha woman. They're just going to go for the feminine woman. They're going to want the complete opposite of them. So if you want a masculine dude, you should probably become a feminine woman.
And I need to chime in on this because I'm sick and tired of women calling themselves alpha when what they really are just masculine ass women. Ladies, ain't no such thing as an alpha woman. You're just masculine. And like he said, masculine men do not want to deal with masculine women. It is a turnoff. Just like it's a turnoff for her to want to be with a beta. Because just like she said, it got boring. So what the hell make you think a masculine man is going to want to deal with a masculine woman? That's female logic for you. Let's keep it moving.
Your mother did not push you out for you just to just take care of some lazy ass bitch. Your mother pushed you out to be a man. Men are providers naturally. Men are protectors naturally.
I love how you was quick to throw out that naturally, right? There's a big talking point. You even referred to it earlier when you said that a man has to allow me to be a woman. But I think a lot of times when we have these conversations, we always say that men they're naturally supposed to be that. There's no deviating from that. And that's another form of grace, because you don't give that grace to men who didn't have that father figure in their life. They can't come to you and say, you know what, I'm not that leader, or I'm unable to be that provider for you because of X, Y, and Z. Y'all like, yo, you have to be that. That's it. Whereas men have to give women grace that are not in their feminine, or they had to be masculine because of society. That's another form of grace that y'all don't extend to men, but they want it in return.
Well, it's like I say all the time, man. Women are walking contradictions, so y'all really shouldn't be surprised by that now, should we? And shout out to Daily Wrap Up crew, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to their channel. On to the next clip.
This is why I have such a problem with getting on any social media platform and disrespecting our men.
Do you understand that your mouth, your voice, your words are connected to the coils in his heart, to the valves in his heart? He can't help but love you. And every time you dishonor that love, you chip a piece of it, chip a piece of it. This is why in our culture as black people, when the boys turn a certain age, the men come and get him and take him away from the mother because she can emotionally manipulate him. But since we don't live in our culture no more, we say what we want to say, do what we want to say. We tear our men down and then wonder why they don't make good husbands and fathers. Mothers destroy sons. His mother can speak to him in certain ways that destroy him in ways that can never be repaired.
This was deep. And I think that women like to negate the fact that we do say things to our sons that brought life to what we spoke. You ever told your son you are just like your daddy, even if you were playing, and then bash his father for absolutely every flaw he has had? Tell me, what do you think that this has done to this child? Because every flaw he has, every time he disappoints you, everything that he does will now reflect what you just told him. And how do you think this is going to affect him in his future? He is now walking around with a stigma you gave him because you were angry with something he did. I have never believed nor agreed with bad-mouthing another parent. It doesn't matter if we had a good or a bad relationship. It is not my job to distort my child's idea of their parent based off of my own personal emotions. My child has the right to make their own assessment of their parent. This is nature versus nurture. It is natural to be angry, and sometimes anger can lead to lashing out, but you have to choose the nurture piece of this, especially when raising men. Because what we teach them in their youth is what they will take in their futures. Genetic memory is absolute.
I'm like, not only that, I'm like, did you see the look on that boy's face? I'm like, that boy looked like he was about to break down. It was like he was literally sitting there and thinking about all the things that she said. And now I'm like, and now y'all know why Ayanna Van Zant, why she gets so much pushback. And honestly, I think the real reason why they stopped doing her show is because she started holding women accountable instead of holding men accountable for every damn thing. Because that's going against the grain. Because everything is man's fault. Yeah, let's keep it moving.
This happens all the time. Women will say, yeah, you say you don't want one thing, but what are you liking on this? I am so damn tired of women telling men what we think and what we want. We say what we want, and you know why this is? Because 80% of us was raised by women, and we are so used to women leading us, they think they own us. Yeah. He's right. And they don't.
That's true.
We're the only group of men that demur to our women. Go over to Chinatown and see if this shit happens. Go over to the Middle East. Go ask Mohammed or Ahmed what they don't put up with this mess. We put up with it because we have such an irrational, dysfunctional reverence for women in our culture because we have a matriarchy to where they try to make us question our own minds.
It's our fault though. Would you agree with that? Ultimately, the black man is leaving the household.
I will say that there is. I want to be careful when I say with that because that's going to get misused. There are some structural things that happen that, okay, in the 60s, when the Great Society came in, and Lyndon Johnson put in the Great Society, they did not expect to happen what happened. Go read the Moynihan Report and Moynihan Scissors. They did not expect to give government assistance and food stamps to the black community and for women to choose the check over the men. They were actually confused as to why this happened. It was like, wait a minute, we thought we would give this to you for a little bit, and then once you kind of got stable,
it was a temporary
then you get back with it. But no, they took the benefit. So is it the man's fault that you were locked out of unions, unable to get equal jobs and things like that? No, it's not their fault. It's your ultimate responsibility that you were not able to provide for a family you have. Yet, you can go look at it yourself. Prior to 1960, 65, we were married at a rate of 80%. Broke, Jim Crow, segregated, lynched, everything else. But we had us a community, we had HBCUs, we had churches, we stuck together. We had black business, we had black buses, this, that. But as soon as it came in, when the women were given a choice, far more chose this over the men. And that's the original quote unquote sin that we have yet to deal with in the black community.
Man, I really do miss Kevin Samuels, bro. I'm like, he hit the nail on the head with that. Because when you give women a choice between having these benefits and versus keeping the father in the home, and over time, women developed because this ain't just the black community. When it comes to this, and you push this feminism that comes with it. What you see is that more men are not masculine, just like the Asian chick said. And see, here's the problem, man. Women want men to be masculine. I've always said this on my channel. Women want men to be masculine only when it's convenient for them. That's why we live in what we're really living in is a matriarchal gynocracy. We are not living in a patriarchy like they think we are. It's more of an illusion than anything in women's eyes, so that way they can keep pushing this idea that we need to think more like them. But the problem is y'all are repelled from it and y'all are not attracted to it. Just like the Asian chick. Where are the masculine men at? The reason why y'all having a hard time finding masculine men is because y'all have been incentivized to push men out of the homes that would teach your sons how to be masculine.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Y'all heard it.
Let's keep it a buck here. You're not gonna sit over here and tell me majority of these men that y'all are having children with don't want to be in their sons' lives. I have a hard time believing that. There ain't no way in hell. Either that or y'all are just having babies by men that don't want to have your children. I'm like, I know that's going on. I mean, do I need to go over the statistics? I'm like knowing y'all watching this, y'all probably already done put it in the damn comments. But I'll say it any damn way, because now that I mention it, somebody's gonna feel obligated to do it any fucking way. Y'all, in the black community in particular, 80% of the kids that are born out of wedlock are only being they're only procreating with about 16% of black males. 54 to 57% of us are single and childless. Meanwhile, only 40% of black women are single and childless. And there's 2 million more black women than there are black men. What else do you need to hear? Oh, and then there's also the 30% that are married with children. That's where you get the between the 16 to 13% of men that are responsible for the 80% born out of wedlock. And out of those 16, 13%, about half of those men have children by more than one woman. But more than half of the black male population is childless. But y'all so quick to lump all black men in there because reality is that 13 to 16%, those are the men that y'all really want. So when y'all sit over here and say, these men ain't responsible, I'm like, those are the men that y'all are talking about. Y'all ain't talking about those other men that don't have children. Y'all ain't even fucking checking for them. And then y'all get upset when they go to these other cultures, go to these other races, because just like Kevin Samuels said, they don't have that same issue. They don't have that same issue. I take that back. They do have that same issue because, like I said before, they do have that same issue because I already know it's gonna be somebody in the comments that says this too. Damn, I'm like, I shouldn't have to have a precursor because I already know what the fuck y'all gonna say in the comments. But look, the black community is affected by this more than anybody else, and the stats back it up. So I don't want anybody in the comments saying over here, well, you're neglecting us because it's happening over here too. I've reiterated that twice now, so I don't want to see that shit. We're all affected by it. But there's a reason why black men are dating out of their race at a higher rate than what appears to be these other races. It's because we deal with this problem more than other races of men. All right, it's common damn sense. So again, please let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hitting that bell notification that way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also look out for the travel vlog channel, Unplugged Traveler. Link is in the description, as well as my latest mixtape, Columbia Soul Volume 2. And if you want to purchase any other merch, spreadshot.com link is in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.